In this tutorial, I describe how to use the GOAT auto download tool, which allows automatically downloading data from online servers and installing that data as .NET files in a particular GOAT standard, which I'll describe. The GOAT auto download tool can be launched from the shortcuts, like so, or by typing GOAT auto download the command window. The GUI is pretty self-explanatory. You can select a dataset, and if you hover above that dataset, you will see a brief description of the dataset. Similarly, you can select a field, and you can see the field description if you hover above it, or you can select all fields. And for a given field, you can select the relevant time span. You can then specify a download folder, which by default will be the goat/data/name of the dataset, or you can browse to a given folder and then just press go. As an example, we'll use the NCEP1 reanalysis. We'll download geopotential height, and we'll do that only for 1 year. And we'll call this NCEP test. So as you can see, there's a progress bar here that shows you the progress of the downloaded data. So we can have a look at that folder. We can see that under GOAT, under data, GOAT has produced an NCEP test folder, and this is the parent directory of the dataset. So whenever you browse to a dataset, this is the folder you should point to. Beneath that folder, we have a calendar folder, which in this case is daily, but GOAT has also produced monthly averages for this field. Beneath the calendar folder, there will be a field folder. And beneath the field folder, there will be year folders containing individual files for each date of the calendar. And we can see that GOAT is continuously downloading data to this folder. Each date name, file name, is equal to the month times 10 to the power of 4 plus day times 10 to the power of 2 plus the hour, which in this case is 0 because these are daily averages. Similarly, for monthly averages, we have the calendar folder, field folder, year folder, and then for each month there is an individual file where the file name is equal to the month times 10 to the power of 4. In addition to the geopotential height, GOAT has created an additional field called the Bohr beta, and the Bohr beta is a matrix which is equal to 1 above surface and 0 below surface. And this function can be used in vertical integrations to avoid artificial contributions from subsurface data. In addition to the data files or frames, each file for each date, there's an additional file here called dims.mat, which is created for every field. This file contains relevant information for that field that GOAT uses. So let me now stop this. We can see that this stops at the beginning of November, and GOAT will exit now. And let's see what's in the dims file. So the dims file contains a field description, a vertical vector, a vertical ordinate vector, the units of the field, the type of vertical ordinate, GOAT supports several vertical ordinates. In this case, the vertical ordinate is pressure in millibar units, a latitude ordinate vector, and the longitude ordinate vector. And it is also possible to add ordinate labels, which would be in this case long label, lat label, and p label. But by default, since these are longitude, latitude, and pressure ordinates, GOAT will use the defaults, which are longitude, latitude, and pressure. So now if we launch GOAT, we can now browse to this dataset. If we select the browse option, we can go to the folder, and again, this is the parent directory of the dataset. Is where we should point to whenever we browse to a dataset. It's one just above the calendar folder. And you can see that GOAT automatically identified the available calendars, and that there's only one field here. And if we now go and try and analyze this field, we will see that GOAT also automatically identifies the span of the field that has been downloaded between January 1st and November 4th. Okay, so let's cancel this. One last thing is that I want to show is the GOAT auto download scripts. So the GOAT auto download function reads from GOAT auto download scripts that are written generically for the many available datasets, and these can be used as templates for additional auto download datasets. So I want to go briefly over such a script, and we'll use the NSUP1 example. So edit GOAT auto download, and then you can see here the many available datasets, but we'll use NSUP1. And each of these auto download scripts is written in the same way and can be used as a template for additional auto download scripts. Just going over this very briefly, you need to specify whether this dataset is active or not, meaning that whether the script is to be used or not. You can give a brief description, a name for the dataset, and then a folder name that will be used as the default folder name when this dataset is saved. You can specify here a brief description, whether to use the current year as the last year or not. You can use this flag, the time select, to disable the ability to select a time span, which may not be relevant for some datasets. This is the list of fields that appeared in the fields menu. So this is where you specify the list of fields, and for each field you need to specify the following fields: the vertical ordinate, level type, 3D or surface, first year, last year, the time resolution of the calendar, and field description, units, and you can also add a URL, which a generic URL which will be used for the auto download script. And below that there will be a download code which will be different for every dataset. This is essentially the code called by the GOAT auto download function to download the fields and install them in the GOAT standard. So these scripts can be used, are basically written generically. It can be used as templates for additional datasets, and also as examples for how to automate the download of online datasets. And this is it for the GOAT auto download tool. There are other ways of obtaining data using GOAT, which I'll describe in subsequent tutorials, but mainly the link datasets.